my top pop-punk guitar riffs of the 2000s. We're talking just specifically the guitar riffs and not the entire song. Everything is from the 2000s. No 1999, no 1998. Girl, All the Bad Guys Want by Bowling for Soup. I know not their most popular song, though I will say I think it was kind of the song that broke them. I think that this guitar riff is one of the catchiest guitar riffs. And I know that like 1985, also catchy. I just think that this riff kind of got like this like surf vibe to it.
I get that.
I don't know, it was like not super stereotypical of the time, I felt like. Like it stood out from the crowd. It's very singy. I feel like I remember that riff more than I remember that song.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, because I remember when that song was like hitting the radio and it was like pretty popular, but like that riff, just right in the beginning, it just hit. So I put it in at my number 10. Downfall of Us All by A Day to Remember. I know they were kind of like the easy core thing, but still pop punk.
Okay.
I think that this was a genre-defining album, and I think the riff in the beginning is very singable because they literally sing it in the beginning. Yeah, I don't know. This one was, I thought it was an important one to put on here. I just think that this album like really changed everything, and this was the lead single off of it. They literally sing the guitar riff. Da 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 da. Let's go. Like super pop punk, super singy. That's my number 9. It is in drop C. I'm currently in drop D flat. So my apologies on the not being in the exact right tuning. I don't know if you would agree if that would be on the list.
I really got to disagree with you on this one.
You don't think it should be on the list?
If they didn't sing it, I don't think it'd be as memorable.
But they did sing it.
But they did sing it.
Dirty Little Secret by the All American Rejects. One of those songs that I said, honestly, not one of my favorite songs. I'm not listening to this song like all the time. However, I do think that that beginning guitar riff is memorable AF.
Definitely.
Catchiest part of the song, I think, is the guitar riff.
I will say that is one of the catchiest pop punk riffs of the 2000s. I agree with you there.
It should definitely be in the top 10, you think?
Definitely.
I'd Do Anything by Simple Plan.
I gotta say, I'm sure the second you play it, I'll know it. I'm drawing a blank. There it is. That's all. Yep. Yep.
It's the opening track on the breaking Simple Plan record, the record that kind of like made them big. It was, I think, one of the first singles. The other single was, there was a couple, like I'm Just a Kid, but I think the first single might have actually been Addicted. I'm addicted to you. So I will say, as far as like Simple Plan, Good Charlotte, I was more of a Good Charlotte guy.
Same.
But I don't know that Good Charlotte wrote a riff as catchy as the riff of this song. I was really racking my brain because I was like, I'm more of a Good Charlotte guy. And I was thinking through it. I was listening through some Good Charlotte songs, and I was like, I think that that's catchier than...
Yeah, I agree with that.
The guitar riff, objectively, I still like the anthem better as a song.
Yeah.
But I think that I'd Do Anything is catchier.
I wouldn't put it in my top 10, but I can't argue that it shouldn't be in your top 10.
Okay, fine. Fair enough. Stay Together for the Kids by Blink-182. I thought that Blink-182 had to be in the top 10.
Yeah.
I couldn't put Enema of the State anything because of the fact that it was in 1999. I thought about the self-titled, and I was like, I don't feel like the self-titled was as genre-defining for pop punk
Agreed.
as this record was, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. And then when I thought about this record and all the riffs on it, I was like, Stay Together for the Kids I think is the one for me.
Yeah.
Not good, but that. It's actually kind of hard to play. It's like a harder Tom riff to play.
I've never heard that in a sentence before.
Tom had 2 riffs that were like kind of tricky. I think that one is definitely easier than this one, though. I would say that What's My Age Again is catchier. But that was 1999. It doesn't count because it's not the 2000s. So I put Stay Together for the kids. What do you think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Is there a catchier Blink riff from the 2000s that I missed?
Miss you.
Really?
To me, personally.
All right. Fair enough. Thank You for the Venom by My Chemical Romance. This is a very difficult riff to play. I'm going to try anyway. All right, good enough. Close enough for jazz, as they say. Roast me in the comments that I don't know how to play these riffs as well as I should have. I think this is the best My Chemical Romance guitar riff in general, though the solo of Teenagers is amazing too.
Yeah.
I felt like pop punk. You had to put My Chem in there to some degree. Yeah, they're pop punk adjacent, even if they're not pop punk. It's kind of heavy. It's not even like really a pop punk riff in a way, but that record is, and that record's pop punk adjacent. You are a huge My Chemical Romance fan, so debate me, argue with me. What's better than that guitar riff wise?
No, that is one of my favorite riffs that they've ever come up with.
It's so like chromatic. Like there's just like so many notes that just go down like half steps at a time. It kind of reminds me of like stuff like jazz, like Donna Lee. Like it's like there's like weird jazzy notes. Like I don't know. It's a cool riff. Dance Dance by Fall Out Boy. And now you might be surprised to which riff. So I'm not thinking. I'm actually very specifically thinking of the riff that follows the vocal line.
Okay.
That little thing.
All right. I'll be honest, when I saw that come up, I was like, how? When you just played that, I was like, okay, I get that.
Because I was like, all right, first album. It's honestly my favorite Fall Out Boy album, Take This to Your Grave. So I was like, it's probably on this. And then I was like, I don't know. I kind of think that Dance Dance riff is catchy. And would you agree that that is the catchiest Fall Out Boy riff of the 2000s?
I got to give it to Carpal Tunnel of Love. That's my favorite riff they've done, personally.
Oh, yeah. That is catchy. That's catchy, too. I'll stick by Dance Dance just because it's on the slide, so.
Slide doesn't lie.
American Idiot by Green Day. All power chords. Super pop punk of them. Even though maybe some people be like, that's not pop punk. It's pop punk. I think this is a genre-defying album with a genre-defining song. This song changed my life in a lot of ways, I will say. This was like the first song that I ever played live as a musician. Anyone that like was learning guitar at our age or even maybe drums, like this album was like pretty big.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that this is the catchiest guitar riff on it. Big song, big impact. I put American Idiot at number 3. Would you agree that it should be in the top 10?
Yes. The only competition I think it might have would be Wake Me Up When September Ends. Just because those first two notes, everyone knows what song that is.
Yeah, no, fair enough. The Middle by Jimmy Eat World.
Yeah.
I just feel like when you hear that, like, dude, all I have to play probably is.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's The Middle by Jimmy Eat World. Like, it's instantly recognizable. The rest of the song is super simple, too, but I think that, I don't even think I have to explain why this is so high at the top. It's like probably one of the biggest songs of the genre ever. Literally everybody and their mother knows this song. Like, you could put this song on for anybody's mom, and they're like, yep, and that riff is just a big part of that. Doesn't seem like there's any argument that this should be in the top.
It's got competition for number 1. I would put this as number 1, maybe.
You would put this at number 1?
Maybe. Unless you surprise me with something I didn't think of.
All right, and now for my number 1 pop punk riff of the 2000s. We're not talking the 90s, we're talking the 2000s. Fat Lip by Sum 41. And that song is full of good riffs, actually. The intro riff, again, everybody and their mother knows it.
Yep.
You hear the first 2, Fat Lip, like that's it. So that's my top 1. I think Fat Lip by Sum 41 is the best pop punk guitar riff of the 2000s. Feel free to argue with me, but that's my top 10. Those are them.
Solid list.